Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something pretty fundamental if you're launching anything new, really. The technology adoption lifecycle.
Right. You've probably seen the curve,
Yeah, the innovators, early
Yeah.
adopters. Then that big gap everyone talks
The
about.
chasm.
The chasm, exactly. Before you get to the early majority, late majority, and finally the laggards way at the end.
And what's so fascinating, I think, especially for what we're diving into, is that chasm itself.
Hmm,
It's more than just a pause, isn't it? It's like a fundamental shift in what people actually value.
how so?
Well, your early adopters, the visionaries, they're often excited by the revolutionary idea, the potential.
Or the what could be.
Exactly. But then the early majority, they're much more pragmatic. They need proof.
They need to see it working, reliably, tangible benefits.
Precisely. And it's that difference, that disconnected expectations, that really sinks a lot of otherwise great ideas.
Yeah, it's a classic failure point. Which, okay, brings us nicely to our mission for this deep dive. We've got this really insightful article as a base,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to explore some solid, practical strategies. Things product managers or, anyone trying to get a new thing off the ground can actually use.
Strategies to get across that chasm.
Exactly, to bridge that gap and reach the mainstream market. So let's jump in.
Okay, so strategy number one, the article suggests, is all about focus. Like really intense focus,
Right.
targeting a specific niche user segment first.
Right, not trying to boil the ocean straight away.
No, exactly. The idea is you find a smaller group, but one that has a really significant problem, a pain point your product just nails.
And by focusing there,
You can get, real traction early on. It lets you refine the product for them, get clear wins, build some crucial momentum.
the article uses Tesla, which is a great example, I think.
Yeah.
They didn't aim for everyone initially, did they? They went straight for that luxury sports car market with the Roadster.
Mm-hmm. High end.
And what's smart there, it wasn't just about selling pricey electric cars. It was building the brand, showing what electric could be.
Creating desirability.
Yeah, and getting those initial success stories within a very specific influential group. Dominate that corner first.
And you see how that plays out, right?
Yeah.
Solving that specific need for that, fairly small group of early adopters. It creates a ripple effect.
Yeah.
The early wins, the brand image they built there, that gave them the platform, the credibility, really,
Yeah.
to then go broader.
To the Model S, the Model 3, reaching more people.
Yeah, and often within that niche, word spreads fast. It solidifies those early successes.
Okay, so that's niche targeting. Strategy 2 then shifts focus to building out what's called the whole product.
Right. This is key for that early majority group we talked about.
They need more than just the core thing.
Exactly. They're not just buying like one feature usually. They want a complete solution. They want to know everything works together seamlessly.
So what does whole product actually mean then?
Well, it's the core product, yes, but it's also any essential extras, complementary things,
Yeah.
plus things like support, training, documentation,
Right.
even how easily it fits with the other tools they already use. It's the entire experience.
Apple comes to mind immediately, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Perfect example.
It's not just the iPhone hardware, is it? It's iOS, iCloud, the App Store, the way it works with Macs, the Genius Bar.
The whole ecosystem, tightly integrated. Hardware, software services. That holistic approach is a huge part of why they captured the early majority and, everyone else.
So the takeaway is you can't just focus on your core innovation if you want that mainstream market. You have to think about everything surrounding it.
Yeah, it really makes you ask, doesn't it? Are you just selling a piece, or are you providing that complete, reliable solution that pragmatists need to feel safe jumping in?
Good question. Okay, moving to strategy 3. This one's about using your early adopters, leveraging them.
Right. Building success stories. Those first people who took the plunge, their experiences are gold.
Because the early majority, they're more cautious.
Way more cautious. They need social proof, as they call it. Evidence.
They want to see that people like them or companies like theirs have used this thing successfully.
Exactly. They want to see results, tangible outcomes,
Right.
which is why things like, detailed case studies, strong testimonials, even just good old word of mouth, they're incredibly powerful.
The article mentions Slack here,
Good one.
how they use case studies from big known companies who adopted early, like Airbnb, was it? Dropbox?
Yeah, names people recognized and respected.
And that gives instant credibility, right? It kind of de-risks the decision for the next wave of companies.
Totally. It's like, okay, if it's working for them,
It's probably safe enough for us.
Precisely. But it's not just waiting for good reviews. It's about being proactive.
You mean actively finding those success stories?
Finding them, documenting them properly, the problems, the solution, the results, and then making sure your target early majority audience actually sees them.
Okay, strategy 4. This shifts to communication, positioning, how you actually talk about the product.
Yeah, and specifically, tailoring that message for the early majority.
Mm-hmm.
Because what excites an innovator might actually put off a pragmatist.
Right, so early adopters might love the revolutionary potential.
Exactly, whereas the early majority, they want reassurance.
Reliability, proven results, ease of use.
And less of the super technical jargon, maybe. Or the big abstract promises. They need concrete stuff.
The article talks about clear, simple messaging, and also things like really good documentation.
Yes, self-help stuff.
Solid customer support that's easy to reach.
Crucial. Think about, say, Microsoft with Office 365.
Okay.
A lot of their messaging is about how seamlessly it works with everything else they offer, the security features.
Things businesses really care about day to day. Reliability, security.
Right. It builds confidence. It addresses those core concerns of the pragmatic buyer. It's about trust.
Yep. And that links back to the whole product idea too, doesn't it? Good documentation and support are part of that package.
Absolutely. They're not nice to haves for this group. They're often essential parts of the solution they're buying.
Makes sense. Okay, strategy 5 gets very practical. Building a strong distribution channel.
Yeah. You can have the best product, the best message, but if people can't easily get
It
it.
doesn't matter much.
Exactly. How do you actually reach that broader early majority market? You need effective channels.
Beyond just your own website, maybe?
For sure. This could mean partnerships,
Mm.
resellers, distributors who already have relationships in that market,
Right. Leverage their existing network.
or working with, say, industry influencers, or maybe building out your own direct sales team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Lots of options.
Salesforce is the example used here.
Mhm.
Their partnerships with big consulting firms. Accenture, Deloitte.
Right. That was smart. It wasn't just about more feet on the street selling.
Yep.
Well, yes, but it was also about credibility. These consulting firms were already trusted advisors to the kinds of big businesses Salesforce wanted to reach.
Ah, so it's a validation thing too. Access and trust.
Exactly. A multiplier effect, really.
And I suppose those partners can also offer help with implementation and things.
That's another key point.
Yeah.
Often, yes. The right channel partners can provide that extra layer of support and expertise that the early majority often appreciates.
Okay, nearly there. Strategy number 6. Investing in educational marketing.
Right. This isn't just about shouting, buy our product.
Yeah.
No, it's more subtle. It's about helping the early majority understand why they might need a solution like yours in the first place. Educating them on the problem, the potential solutions.
So less direct selling, more teaching.
Kind of. Providing genuine value through content. Think detailed guides, white papers, webinars.
Stuff that helps them understand their own challenges better.
Exactly. And positions your product as a logical answer once they understand those challenges.
Yeah.
It helps them see the benefits for themselves rather than just being told.
HubSpot gets mentioned here. They do a lot of this, don't they?
Oh, massively. They're
Yep.
almost a textbook case. All their free content, courses, guides about inbound marketing.
Right. They teach you how to do inbound marketing.
And in doing so, they naturally demonstrate the value of their own software platform, which helps you do inbound marketing. It's very clever.
It builds trust, too, I imagine. Makes them look like the experts.
Absolutely. You're not just selling, you're providing value up front. You become a trusted resource, not just a vendor.
Okay, so let's quickly recap those 6. We had target a specific niche first.
Yep. Build a whole product, a complete solution.
Leverage your early adopters for success stories. Social proof.
Position your messaging carefully for that early majority audience.
Build the right distribution channels to actually reach them.
And finally, invest in educational marketing to help them understand the value.
It really drives home how important understanding that whole adoption lifecycle is, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Knowing who you're talking to at each stage, the innovators, the pragmatists, the conservatives later on, and what they actually need, it's fundamental.
That chasm is definitely real. It's a major hurdle.
But it's not insurmountable. By consciously thinking about these kinds of strategies, really focusing on what that early majority needs
Yeah.
to feel comfortable, you significantly up your chances of crossing it.
Of reaching that mainstream success.
Right.
So here's a final thought for you, listening in. Think about a technology or maybe a product you're following, or perhaps one you're even working on.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these strategies do you see in play? Or, maybe more interestingly, which ones seem to be missing? And how are the different needs of those user groups, the risk takers versus the more cautious majority?
Yeah.
How is that shaping its journey?
Yeah, how is it navigating or maybe struggling with that chasm?
Definitely some food for thought there. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.